What's good, everyone? It's your boy Nati with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMB Sports Zone. This is our immediate reaction. Evan and I are on the channel right now, reacting immediately to the Washington Commanders, your Washington Commanders, our Washington Commanders, selecting Emmanuel Forbes, the money man, with the 16th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. It's an exciting evening. I'm really ecstatic about the move. Evan, what are your thoughts?
I love it. I love it, man. I kept saying we needed somebody in the defensive backfield. If we took a corner in the first round, I would have been ecstatic. And I was saying this since December or January. I mean, I did also say offensive line, but we addressed that before. We addressed that like last month. So once I saw them offensive line signings, I'm thinking corner. Get me a corner. And Emmanuel Forbes, he's one of the best. He was one of the best corners in this trade. Like, he's explosive. He's disciplined. He's got a good scheme. He's gonna fit in well with us. I love that pick.
Yep. And you mentioned the offensive lineman, the top three offensive linemen that a lot of us were thinking the Commanders would select, or a lot of scouts out there were thinking the Commanders would select as well, were Broderick Jones, Darnell Wright, and Peter Skoronski. All three of them were selected before the Commanders draft pick. So a little bit of slim pickings at the offensive line position at pick 16, but we got Emmanuel Forbes. I knew right when we got to 15, I was thinking, okay, the Commanders are probably going to go with the defensive back right now, but is it going to be Christian Gonzalez, who went one pick after us? Is it going to be Joey Porter Jr.? Is it going to be someone else out there? Is it going to be maybe a cornerback safety hybrid like a Brian Branch? But no, it was Emmanuel Forbes. And like you, I'm pretty happy about the draft pick. He had 6 interceptions last year in college. He had 6 pick sixes in his time in college. He is an absolute ball hawk. He's a perfect fit for his own scheme, which is what we love to play here. And it's a big reason why we got rid of William Jackson, because he did not fit the scheme that we had in DC. And yeah, I'm ecstatic. I really, like you, Evan, I thought we needed another defensive back, another cornerback specifically. We have Kendall Fuller, but I believe that he's entering his contract year. We have Benjamin St. Juste.
He's a contract year.
Yeah, he showed some potential as well, but he's been pretty injury riddled over the last couple of years and really didn't have too much behind them, to be honest with you. So I think defensive back, cornerback was the position of need to target in the first round, and Washington did that. The one thing is, I have 2 things to say actually about this move. 2 more things. One, the big concern about Emmanuel Forbes is his frame, of course. He's 6'1", but he only weighs 166 pounds. He is 160 pounds, soaking wet. Hopefully he can build on that frame. I think with an NFL regimen, it's pretty much possible for that to happen. I think he's going to build a lot of muscle and stuff, which I think he needs to really be a good player in run support, especially. But, I mean, the ball hawking skills are there. Bucky Brooks, in his post-draft reaction, noted that he compared him to Xavier Howard and said that ball hawking skills, they translate pretty much from college to the NFL level. So I'm excited about the move. He also said that in Carolina, Ron Rivera had a similar type of player with an untraditional sort of, I think he used a shuffle technique in terms of his defensive back stance and stuff and moving back in coverage. And he compared that to one Josh Norman, who
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Who Ron Rivera had. So in Carolina, not the Josh Norman in Washington. Who actually?
Man. The plot twist of the century. We're talking about Josh Norman in a positive light.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
plot twist of the century.
Yeah.
Man.
The second thing, Evan, I gotta say this. I'm still pissed about this. Chicago. How are you going to let Philadelphia get arguably the best player in the entire NFL draft, Jalen Carter? How are you going to let the rich get richer? Why? And you pick Darnell Wright? I mean, I know you need an offensive lineman, but Jalen.
Oh my God!
I'm still pissed about that. Chicago, why you let me down, man? All that I gave for this. No, I'm joking. I didn't give anything.
That's going to be a painful revelation when they realize that's going to come back to bite them. Because they let that man be in a conference.
And now they have Philadelphia. Obviously, they have stud defensive linemen. They have Fletcher Cox, who's older, but he's there. Brandon Graham. They just drafted freaking Jordan Davis last year, Carter's teammate in Georgia, who helped him a lot a couple years ago. I mean, you have studs there, and they're gonna teach him. They're gonna teach him. They're not gonna cut him any slack, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the NFC East, man. I'm pissed about it. One of my Eagles friends texted me after the Emmanuel Forbes pick saying it was a solid pick, but he thought maybe Christian Gonzalez could have been the guy there. But I thought Emmanuel Forbes was a good pick, and then I said immediately after that, I'm like, man, but you guys got freaking Jalen Carter. Like, I'm still pissed about that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on Twitter right now in terms of people talking about that among our fan base, but I'm a little nervous about that.
Man. It's just, why Chicago? Yeah. Why, bro? Why? I wanted to like y'all. I really did. I wanted to like y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now he's enemies. But yeah, the only thing that would have made me madder than that is if we actually picked like Will Levis or somebody like that at 16.
Agreed. That
oh my goodness. Those rumors are like them little mocks that had us picking Will Levis. Those are hilarious looking back on them now.
Yeah, I'll say this though about the mock drafts. I think it was Mel Kiper who, when I was looking for a thumbnail, I saw that Mel Kiper. I forgot which one of his mock drafts, but he did predict Emmanuel Forbes going to Washington. And I know before. I checked on Twitter after our draft pick, and I saw some older tweets saying that be on the lookout for Emmanuel Forbes. He's a fast riser. He's someone that a lot of teams are looking for. He might go sooner than a lot of people expect. And he's in Washington, the money man. The money man is in Washington. Evan, what are your thoughts on the fit alongside all the other pieces on this defense?
I think personally, hold on. Wow.
What happened?
Ravens got Zay Flowers.
Did Jackson Smith and Jigba get?
Yeah, he went to Seattle.
Okay, I was about to say, no way they picked Flowers over here.
Wow, bro.
Speaking of Evan, what's going on? Am I the only one who's a little surprised by how far Jackson Smith is?
How far Jackson Smith Jigba?
Yeah,
I'm surprised too, man. I'm surprised too. Like,
you remember last year, bro?
I didn't think he'd fall all the way down. So I think Seattle picked him at 20. I did not expect that.
Remember last year when we were talking about Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson for Commanders and all this, and all the other teams. And they were like, "Oh, but be on the lookout for Jackson Smith next year. He's the guy." Like even Olave and Wilson were like, "Oh, he's the best." Like they admitted that, and for him to fall, I don't know. It's crazy. Did Will Levis get picked yet?
No, he hasn't.
Wow. Interesting.
And people wanted him at 16.
Yeah. No. Anthony Richardson got picked at 4 to the Colts.
4 to Indianapolis.
Yeah. For as much talk about how this draft is going to be, or was going to be really crazy in terms of the picks. I don't know. The top 4 picks, I've seen several mock drafts that had it be Young, Stroud, Anderson, and then
Levis.
Richardson for 4.
Oh yeah. Young.
I've seen some that said Levis as well, but I'm just saying it wasn't oh my gosh, top 4 picks, it went crazy this year. Nobody expected, And there was a lot of talk that could potentially be the case going into this draft.
I was honestly caught off guard by Houston though, moving back.
That was a surprise. Evan. Yesterday, I kid you not. Yesterday, I looked at a mock draft. I forgot who predicted it, but they said they had it be so that Houston had the number 2 pick and the number 3 pick. So I actually saw that recently. I'm not even kidding. From a mock draft. So even something like that, I know for me it's still surprising. You have the number 2 and number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft. That's kind of crazy. But still, I don't. The real surprise for me the real surprise for me from this draft thus far, two surprises. Will Levis falling like this, but really the biggest surprise is Devin Witherspoon at number 5, like to the Seahawks, over Jalen Carter, over Christian Gonzalez, over you name it, all the offensive linemen. Like, that's kind of crazy.
But then Seattle, after that, came back to get Jackson Smith and Jigba. That is absolutely crazy to think about.
That's crazy.
Like that they can, and it wasn't even right after that. They got him 15 picks later. That is insane to think about.
Yep. Oh, wait. I think the biggest surprise from this draft is how early the running backs have gone. Bijan Robinson at 8. I did see that in a couple of mock drafts. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
All the talk about, running backs don't have value anymore. Still got picked at 8. And then the biggest surprise with the Alabama running back, White. And he went, number 12 overall, I think?
Yeah, 12.
To the Lions, who just got David Montgomery, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did get David Montgomery.
That's crazy.
And the craziest thing is they traded back to get him.
Wait, and they have Swift. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Oh, they about to deal somebody. Somebody getting dealt, bro.
I mean,
somebody getting dealt.
That's crazy. What do you think about it?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Detroit ain't done making moves.
I mean, the offensive line is stacked.
Detroit is not done.
Yeah, the offensive line is stacked, though, in Detroit. I think it's like about a month ago now, I messaged like our group chat saying, like, look out for Detroit. Detroit and Seattle were the two teams I'm like, they're building for like years of success. And I mean, Detroit, their offensive line is one of the best in the league. Their defense is up and coming. I think they have some pieces there. Although I thought they were going to add to the defense in the first round this year, but apparently not. You go and get a running back who isn't even the best running back in the class when you already have Montgomery and I'm pretty sure Swift as well. A little confusing. But, I mean, the receivers, they could have added a receiver. They could have added Jackson Smith. But, I don't know. But back to the Commanders, though. Mm-hmm. Number 16th overall pick, Emmanuel Forbes. Sorry, I cut you off earlier with regards to what do you envision his fit on this defense? I know you mentioned like the zone scheme, and I think that's very good too. That was reason number one why I didn't think Joby Porter Jr. was
coming here. He'd eat in zone. He'd eat in zone.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what do you think he's going to carry his ways when it comes to picking off a lot of passes when you have the defensive line that we have here in DC? You have Javen Davis, who hopefully will have a big third year as well. You have some other pieces. You have a great young safety tandem as well.
Well, like you said, ball hawking is a skill that translates well to the NFL, and especially with our defensive line bearing down on the quarterback, creating that pressure and forcing those inaccurate and bad throws, that's going to be that much better for Forbes. That's gonna be that much better for Forbes. So yeah, I think he's gonna eat in zone. I think he's gonna eat in zone, and that's where we should primarily use him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I will say we didn't react to this on the channel, but Chase Young just put up or shut up time. You got to step up this year.
It's basically the same stakes as Deron Payne. You ball out and get paid. If not, then best of luck somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Same exact
I will just say Chase Young is number 2 overall pick. This man's just turned 24. He's super young. And he had 1.5 sacks through 9 games. I keep bringing that up in 2021. Everybody keeps talking about how always had an injury-riddled last couple of years. But no, I'm talking about before the injury. I'm talking about 1.5 sacks. He could not get past offensive linemen on a consistent basis. And even in his rookie year, Am I the only one who forgets that the Washington Post literally put out an article saying, is Chase Young a bust through November? Because I believe he had like 1 or 2 sacks. And then he, turned it up in December and got to the 7.5 sack mark and got to the defensive rookie of the year. So I'm not discrediting that season. All I'm saying is, I mean, he had one month of great production in the NFL thus far as a number 2 overall pick in the draft in 3 years. I don't fault the team for not picking up the option.
Yes, because of the injury, I don't really fault him either. But basically, it's a situation where Chase knows what he got to do. All that's left is to do it.
But Evan, I get it. I get it. People do bring up the injury. I get it. It's fair. He only played a month.
I bring up the injury basically to say I understand that's why they didn't pay him.
But it would be different if it was a Nick Bosa who was playing lights out and then got injured, but we know what we have in him. I don't know. With Chase Young, it'd be different if he started off the 2021 season, his hair on fire. But literally the highlight for me from that season was literally in the preseason when he sacked Cam Newton against the New England Patriots. That was the only time where I really saw the explosiveness of Chase Young.
Didn't he have a sack in the game he got hurt?
No, this was the preseason of 2021. This was against.
I'm talking about the game against the Bucs where he got hurt. I remember he did something.
I think you're right. It was against the Bucs that he got hurt.
I remember he did something in that game.
Yeah, he still had 1.5 sacks in 9 games.
Yeah,
number 2 overall pick. I know sacks aren't everything, but for an edge rusher, it's how can I explain it? It's like in basketball, right? Points aren't everything. But when you're a stud player, when it comes down to it, points help a lot in terms of where you rank in the league and your standing. And for an edge rusher, that's sacks. And he has not put up a lot of sacks. He's put up, 9 sacks for 3 seasons. Yes, he's been injury-riddled, but even before the injuries, we should not be excusing the fact that he had such low production to start the 2021 season. It doesn't. I'm sorry, AB, the True Teller. Appreciate you for joining Outlaw King as well with the first comment. Fraud sucks. Oh, that's the first comment in the chat. We'll get to Ron, but and people keep bringing up this fact. He's a 2nd overall pick in the NFL draft.
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
I know. I get that. But we're not talking about a 5th round pick. We're talking about a 2nd overall pick. He needs to overcome this. Nick, I keep bringing him up because he was also 2nd round pick. He was a guy that people said Chase Young was better than, inexplicably. And he plays for the 49ers. And Nick Bosa, the same school, same defensive line. And look at him. First year off of injury, you know how many sacks he had? 15.5 sacks. I'm not saying Chase Young needs to even get double-digit sacks, but I'm saying, I want to see something out of him as a pass rusher. He's good as a edge rusher or a run stopper. I'm not disagreeing with anybody who thinks that. Yeah, he had 6 pick sixes in his time in college. Emmanuel Forbes. It's a ball hawk. Hopefully he'll be a stud on this defense. Moving forward, so the Ron sucks thing. This is put up or shut up time for Ron as well.
It's put up or shut up time for a couple people.
For a lot of people on this team.
For a couple people, yeah.
Front office as well. I'm looking at you. I'm talking about the player personnel staff, general manager Martin Mayhew. It's put up or shut up time right now.
Mm-hmm.
New owner. Everybody's job is on the line. Everybody's job. What was I going to say? Okay. Evan, thoughts on, this will be our wrap-up question, but thoughts on what the Commanders will do for the rest of the draft, what other positions we'll look at, whether, I don't know how far it is right now in the first round. I'm assuming it's about to wrap up, but maybe potentially, trading it back into the first round or even beyond that. What are your thoughts on our 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick tomorrow?
I don't see us trading back into the first round, but as far as later in the draft, I want some O-linemen. We have already made moves on the offensive line front, but I want more talent up front. I want more depth. I also
especially
want
with the Eagles getting freaking Jalen Carter.
Especially with the Eagles. That move the Eagles made definitely If it drastically changed the strategy, then that's concerning. But either way, I want a lineman. I want an old lineman. I'd also take a tight end. I'll also take a tight end too.
Evan, I was just about to say that's a sneaky position that we need to address. Like
tight end.
You've been watching the end of the first round. Have there been any tight ends that have been picked?
In
the stud tight end class? Remember, there's a lot of talk about.
Not to my knowledge. I know there was a tight end that was mocked to us at 16. Like he might still be there.
Michael Mayer?
Still be there tomorrow.
Michael Mayer, I think, right? Or Mayer?
Michael, yeah, it was Michael something. Yeah.
Notre Dame. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we trade up.
If he's there, dates. We might. Oh, that could be the move. That could be the move.
Just say that would be nice. That would be nice because and as well as a lot of people in our fan base have been talking about how we need a tight end. We need a tight end.
Yeah, because our tight end situation is not going to cut it.
Who else? Who hates?
Who hates the pick? No. We got to address the word "two" in here. Like, bro, who is hating the pick? Actually, no. Let me not ask.
Evan, this isn't even like Jahan Dotson last year.
Somebody's probably hating.
Evan, this isn't even like Jahan Dotson last year, who he literally, I kid you not, bro, he came out of nowhere in terms of Commanders like picking him. Like we were there, like nobody. Oh, yeah. I checked so many mock drafts, bro. Especially.
Oh yeah, like I remember, like we wanted Olave, we wanted James.
Nobody said Jahan Dotson.
We wanted. Oh wait, we wanted Kyle Hamilton.
Yes,
we was looking at Kyle Hamilton.
Yes, he was okay last year for the Ravens. I mean, but bro, nobody had Jahan Dotson going to Washington.
Oh my God.
I kid you not. I've seen several mock drafts that have had Forbes going to Washington. I've seen several people talk up Forbes as a fast riser, as someone who can shock a lot of people in terms of how high he goes and how skilled he is as a player, playmaker. So I am not surprised at the. Let me put it this way for you, Evan. You might disagree, you might agree. In Ron Rivera's tenure here in DC, when it comes to first round picks, actually, okay, let's put the Chase Young pick aside because everybody thought we were going to get Chase Young. Okay. The last 3 years, Forbes is the least surprising first-round pick that we've had, in my opinion. In terms of player, not position, player.
Yeah.
In DC, Jamin Davis. Yes, we need a linebacker, but nobody said Jamin Davis was coming to DC. I didn't see any mock drafts back then that had that happen. That happened. And then last year, nobody had Jahan Dotson coming to DC. Rio Robinson has his whole draft content creators special that he does. And unfortunately, like I was too busy, school and everything, but like I definitely watch it. And last year he noted nobody out of, I think it was 30 plus people. I believe I was included. Nobody had Jahan Dotson go to Washington among this fan base. Dang, so everybody in our community hates it. I think we're the only ones. Are we the Evan? Do you see the comment right here? Are we the only ones that actually like this pick?
What? If we are, then that's concerning.
And Evan, you know who I am. Because
it's like check me if I'm wrong. Check me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But did Forbes not? I know Forbes played against Bryce Young last year. Did he also play against Will Levis and Anthony Richardson too?
I'm assuming yes.
I think he might have because I know Florida and Kentucky is in the other division, but like he definitely played against one of them.
Yeah. See, you gotta come over here. Because we're not scratching.
And mind you, all three quarterbacks that I just said were mocked as number one picks by one person or another. By one reputable source or another, by the way.
Okay, this Roger. Okay, this I kind of get from Rio because I remember him saying Gonzalez. I think was like one of the top guys that he wanted. I'm not gonna lie. I literally right before the pick happened, I thought, okay, this is gonna either be Gonzalez, Porter, maybe go for tight end, which would be cool. And it ended up being Emmanuel Forbes. So maybe there's some surprise in that. But I kid you not, I saw several mock drafts that had Emmanuel Forbes going in DC. What happened?
The Giants got Deonte Banks.
The hometown product out of
Oh, he about to hurt us, bro. He about to hurt us. He about to hurt us.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm not nearly as mad about that, bro. As again, the Eagles getting Jalen Carter, bro. Like arguably the best part in the draft.
That
bro.
should be illegal.
Like Chicago, what are you doing? Yeah, he had a pick six on Levis. Is the comment here, Evan, in the chat?
The pick six off. Yeah, exactly.
Pick they'll be buying his jersey. I'm not going to talk about.
He played against Bryce Young too.
Yeah. See.
So it's like he been there. He been there.
Yeah. I was pissed about this too. I'm still pissed. I'll probably still be pissed until we see how he plays in the regular season. But I appreciate the comment here. Yeah, but personally, so I get it. Everybody else might be frustrated. We're happy. I'm not gonna say I'm like over the moon about this pick, but I am more happy about this pick than last year's pick at the moment, and then 2 years ago's pick comes to Jamin Davis. So I'm good. I'm chilling. Evan, I'm assuming you're pretty happy.
I think it's a win for us. I think this pick is a win for us. Yeah. And let me point out, last time we drafted a defensive guy from Mississippi State, I think it worked. It works pretty good.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get the guy, but it worked pretty good while he was here.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have Tone pretty shortly here on the channel. I know it's been a minute. Hopefully after these finals, man. But everything starts to slow down. But yeah, I mean, I'm pissed too. Tone and I see things a lot of the same ways when it comes to especially the other teams in this division. I'm pissed about the Eagles getting Jalen freaking Carter. But that just means, like we talked about, second round, maybe third round at worst. I think tomorrow, bro, if we don't come out with an offensive lineman, that's head scratching.
Then it's a waste.
That's head scratching.
Then it's a waste, man.
Yeah, that's definitely head scratching. I'm sorry. That's like, and I mentioned this in our group chat, bro, before this pick, before the draft. Bro, did we really improve to the point we're out of the basement of the NFC East? Like, can we be honest with ourselves? Like, I'm saying before this pick, maybe this pick changed it. Page 6 too. But
because now you had me thinking like that's a multi-phase question because on the one hand, are we out of the basement of like being a losing team or whatnot, and on the other hand, bro, the bar for the NFC East got like higher.
Yes,
like, the bar for the NFC East is probably higher than any other division. But I still want us to get above that bar.
Yeah.
I still want us to get above that bar, and I feel like the make or break might be like in the next 2 days.
Yeah,
like what we do here,
right?
Because we know every year there's always a late round guy that we're not expecting that comes up and impresses us. It seems like it happens every year. I mean, with Derek Forrest, Terry McLaurin. It seems like it happens regularly.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if this move might push the needle in terms of fourth or third, but like this draft pick. But man, the Eagles are clearly number one. Cowboys got worse. They got worse this offseason. They let a lot of guys go.
Yeah, a lot of guys left.
Yes. Wait.
The Giants are.
Hold on, Evan. It was the Cowboys that got Gilmore, right?
The Cowboys got who?
Stephon Gilmore. Am I wrong on that? They got.
You mean the guy that got mossed by Terry McLaurin with the game on the line?
Okay, hold on, bro. Hold on. Stephon Gilmore is still a solid player. The Cowboys did get some pieces. Hold on. Let me check their depth chart because I'm pretty sure. I thought they were going to have a much worse.
They did get Gilmore though. They did
go to. What was that?
They got Gilmore.
Yeah, and they got Brandon Cooks. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think clearly the top two teams in our division.
I feel like Brandon Cooks is not going to do what people like. What everybody thinks he's going to do.
I don't think he's going to have 1,000-yard season, but he's still a threat, bro.
I genuinely don't get that feeling.
You don't think he's going to be a threat at all?
I feel like he's gonna end up being a number 2 back behind Tony Pollard.
To number 2 back, running back?
Yeah.
Brandon
I don't know why.
Bro,
I
need
don't know
I
why
remind
I get
you?
this feeling, but I genuinely get that feeling.
Bro, he's only 29. And last year he had 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. But before that, bro, he literally had, I kid you not, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
This
6,
ain't one of
7,
them things
8.
I'm doing based off stats. It's just like a gut feeling right now. It's
I mean,
really a gut feeling.
I think honestly, bro, this man's had Davis Mills.
So it's like if I'm wrong, but it's like this is a gut feeling.
That's fair. I just think, bro, I mean, I don't know. I think he's just another player that we're gonna have to be concerned about. He had 6,000-yard seasons in 8 seasons, 6 and 9 seasons if you want to count last year, because last year he had 700 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's still only 29. I mean, he now actually has a quarterback. No offense, Davis Mills. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And an offensive line. But yeah, and they added Gilmore as well. So Eagles are number 1. Cowboys are, even with Eagles not getting Miles Sanders. I will say this. I was worried about the Eagles getting Bijan Robinson. They did not.
I was too. Thank you, Atlanta. You saved us.
Yes. I am actually very thankful.
Atlanta, you have saved us all. Chicago, you have doomed us all.
But Evan, it's crazy because I was so happy when that pick happened to Atlanta. And I was like, okay, let's go.
I was breathing the biggest sigh of relief.
And then what happened? The pick right after.
And then the Bears done messed it all up.
And I knew it too. Right after the Bears made that trade, bro. And Adam Schefter started talking. But the Eagles, okay. So I have it being the Eagles 1, Cowboys 2.
Well, the Bills took one of our tight ends.
Oh, Michael, was it Notre Dame?
Dalton Kincaid.
Okay. He was the other guy that was projected number 1 in terms of tight ends. And that's Rio's guy as well. Okay. But yeah, Roger, I don't know. Giants improved as well. Who did they get? I think they got some offensive linemen.
I mean, we got some offensive linemen too, but we still need to add more.
I mean, but the Giants are a kryptonite, bro. I mean, we lost.
They really are.
And we tied.
They really are.
Like, especially Daniel Jones. Let me say this: the Giants with Daniel Jones are a kryptonite. They're a kryptonite. We won once, bro. In 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, y'all really got to understand. It's really different with us and the Giants versus us and everybody else. Like, at our best, like when we're at our best, we can beat the Eagles. We can beat the Cowboys in the years where like we're good or at least decent. But it seemed like it don't matter how good we are or how bad they are, we can't ever beat the Giants, man.
With Daniel Jones.
Like it seemed like we could be 17 and they seem like we could be 16-0, they could be 0-16 and they'd still find a way to beat us.
Yeah.
Like we just can't ever beat this team.
Yep. But with that being said, I am looking forward to. We have to draft an offensive lineman tomorrow. We have to. With the way the Eagles went this first round, and the Cowboys having freaking Micah, the Giants having 2 really stud defensive linemen, and they're having an up and coming Thibodeau as well, who might be a good player this year for them as well. Like we have to draft an offensive lineman. That will be a failure if we do not draft an offensive lineman tomorrow. I'm sorry. It has to be said. Because we're counting tomorrow's, for those who don't know, 2nd and 3rd round. So you're telling me we're gonna wait until the 4th round to get an offensive lineman with a wait? Nah, no, thank you, no.
Although if that tight end guy you were talking about from Notre Dame, if he's still there, take him first.
That would be
if
dope.
He's still there, take him first, then get an O-lineman.
Yes, that would be my ideal thing: getting a top flight tight end, and getting an offensive lineman.
Oh, Michael Mayer. That's who you're talking about.
Michael Mayer, yeah.
Michael Mayer.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, with that being said, I think I can speak for both of us in saying maybe we're the only content creators right now in our community. They're actually pretty, I don't know what the right word is. Pretty comfortable, pretty
pleased.
There you go. That's the word. Pretty pleased with the pick tonight. Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi State, ball hawk, 6 picks last year, 6 pick sixes in his collegiate career. And yes, he's only 6'1", 166, but he can build muscle on that frame. He's a ball hawk. Ball hawking skills translate. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the DMV Sports Zone channel, where we like to post fire content like this as much as possible. Also, go follow our Twitter page at DMV Sports Zone, Instagram page, all lowercase DMV Sports Zone, and our TikTok page at DMV Sports Zone as well. I believe Abdullah will have the reactions for tomorrow night and Saturday night, or someone else on our team. We'll see. But with that, that's the end of tonight. And Evan, how many picks are left in the first round?
We're at 26 now, and Dallas is picking.
Okay, so yeah, I mean it's pretty much over. There's 31 picks this year because the forfeited pick in the first round. And yeah, but with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys on the next one. Emmanuel Forbes, the Money Man.